have to admit that a lot of you that were terrified last year, by now, a calendar year later, you have to have way more confidence in what's going on.
I was feeling bad about just a few wins. Like I was thinking, and you kept saying 0, and I'm like, man, this is going to be a really long, excruciatingly brutal. Like, just how can you watch? And seriously, the first 2 weeks, it was a little bit tough to stomach. But,
terrible.
Man, I'm going to tell you what, that second half of that Dallas game.
Yeah, from the Dallas game
we played
on.
them even.
Yeah.
And we would hand them the first 20 minutes, whatever, but then play them even. Man, you think about it.
Defense showed up.
The way we turned around those last 9 games and ended up 5-4, it like the acceleration of happy and feeling good. It just every week we added a little another nugget, and a little another nugget.
Confidence, man.
And all of a sudden we had our pocket full of all these little chips that we had acquired over the course of the season, and we got through it. It went by actually pretty quick, man. I thought it was going to be horrible.
Right, and those of you out there have to admit, those of you that maybe didn't have any confidence in what was going on, now you have some confidence. Or maybe you have a lot of confidence. I don't know. I don't know where you stand. For me, I always had confidence because I'm the one that wanted Chris Grier in place. So I'm happy. I'm good. I think we're headed in the right direction. But a year later, there has to be a better feeling amongst Dolphin fans right now. I know that the rest of our lives we don't have a good feeling right now of what's going on around us with the corona, and a lot of us are losing jobs, we're losing money, and we're all gonna fall behind on bills. I mean, this is going to be brutal. Okay, this is why we need this. As crazy as it is that a lot of people are losing money in their jobs, and we've got NFL players agreeing to $1 million deals, which is kind of ridiculous. I will admit that it's been a nice getaway for us. It's been pretty cool that we can talk about this. Like next week, the shows are going to be a little bit more of a challenge because free agency will be old then. What else do we have to talk about? There's not going to be a lot of things. And we have no mini camps coming up. We have no training camps coming up yet. And until we get to the draft next month, we really aren't going to have a whole ton to talk about. But I will say that you have to have a completely different feeling about your team. Most of you. There are some of you out there that you're probably still, you still don't believe in the Dolphins. You didn't like what they did last year. You don't like what they did in the free agency right now. You don't think Chris Grier's a guy. I don't know. Whatever. There's a whole bunch of you that are convinced that he made all the picks 5 years ago and 10 years ago and 15 years ago. So
there's 25 years
like he's been in charge.
Negative. There's 25 years of negative contributing to the pessimistic attitudes.
Yeah.
And you can understand it. It's just you got to kind of wipe the slate clean. We started new and look at all the positive things that have happened.
Yep.
In 1 year. You know what's one of the biggest that obviously Coach Flores and what Grier did, man, the fact that we got out from underneath the salary cap money that was crippling us every year, that we're at 0. Look at all the money. Look at all the people we were able to get.
Now you're not mortgaging the future anymore.
It's amazing.
Big Mike says, good morning, So some Dolph fans don't want to sign certain players because they have a history of injuries but want to draft or trade multiple picks for a QB with a history of injuries. Shaking my head. Yeah, that's a good point. I on the other hand, am not a fan of any injury-prone player pretty much. Bromar Smelly says, no clue. You can't say it's a bad O-line for Rosen when Fitz played with the same line and did well. I guess that's a part of a conversation, but I do like that point, Bromar Smelly. Troy George says, I enjoy watching most of Miami's games. It was fun most of the time, even when they lost a close game. I'm with you, man. It's what Bill said. The second half of the Dallas game I thought the season was fantastic because it was way better than I expected. Josh says, I still can't believe the Dolphins passed up on Breeze. Stupid doctors that made the stupid decision, and the Dolphins signed broken-down Culpepper. We wouldn't have this conversation about drafting a QB. Well, no, we would, because at this point now, Breeze is at the end of his career. So, yeah, you have to have that guy in place now for Breeze. because he's going to play, 2 more years? So I would like to have his replacement in place. So technically, I know what you're saying. We would be talking about his career. Now, the question is, would Drew Brees have had a stellar career here? I don't know, man. That's the part we really don't know.
With the obstacles at our coaching staff, the obstacles in our
Everything.
front office,
Yeah.
I would have to say no.
Yeah, he was with Wanstead, man.
That's not real.
He was going to let him pass. He was going to punt and run the ball with Drew Brees. King Short says, by all reports, Rosen steadily improving, still lots of potential. Well, let's hope so. Bromar says, NFL Network is free for 30 days showing reruns of last year's games. Yeah, that's what a lot of people are doing. They got to play reruns now. Myron says, it's going to get worse than better, but I believe we will get through this if we take ourselves and follow the doctor's instructions, period. I agree. Let's see. No Colts pick means a QB drops to 18, right? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Wayne Finns Nation UK says, Big O, I don't think Tua will be there at 5. Do you? It's a great question. I think he will be. I still think he's going to drop to 5 because of the injuries. But we'll see. I think sometimes people are talking him up because of the injuries. I think behind the scenes, a lot of NFL teams, and especially now with this whole situation, you're not going to be able to really see him work out. I think he drops. Jesse Minneapolis says, I keep basking in Week 17 game. Hey, man, Week 17 was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And I don't care what anybody tells me, that meant a lot to the future of the Dolphins because it showed, I think, a lot of Dolphin fans that you might have the right coach. Because if he goes into Foxborough with no talent to win, that's pretty awesome.